huge improvements are coming to Zenless Zone Zero, guys. It's what they talked about in today's pre-release live stream. We're getting 180 free pulls. Woo-Wah could never, surely. We're also getting improvements to combat, gameplay experience, BANGBOOs, everything like that. So we're gonna be talking about it all in today's video, gamers. First of all, talking about just the gameplay experience in general. Guys, they're adding a skip button. They said they don't care about what the content is. They don't care how polished it looks. They don't care what you're doing in the story. They're adding a skip button. Oh, this is a godsend. Oh, this is heavenly. I love that they're adding a skip button to the game because I don't want to sit through all that. I mean, if the gameplay story is good, then sure. I still don't maybe want to sit through that. Maybe I just want to get to the gameplay elements and don't really care about the story and just experience the gameplay itself. This is great. I wish Honkai Star Rail would do this in the story because sometimes I just don't give a shit about the story and I just want to get through it, especially for my alt account. I don't want to sit through the whole fucking story again. So I wish I would just have a skip button to get through it, right? Same thing for Genshin Impact. I wish we'd have a skip button to get through it. I am so happy that Zenless Zone Zero is adding a skip button into the game. This absolutely means the world to me. This just makes me having an alt account or even a main account just go by so much quicker now because it'll allow me to get to game modes quicker if they're adding events that are walled behind content or walled behind the story and stuff like that, right? But that's not the only thing they're changing. They're also doing some minor changes to the combat as well. Apparently, they're making the combat have more depth to it, using elements from something like Street Fighter or something like that. I really don't know how they implement that into the game, but if they can add some type of element into it from like a Street Fighter or a fighting game type game into this game and really make it like a more in-depth combat experience with still having like a very entry-level baseline to get into the combat, I think that'll be really good because I do think this is going to be very casual friendly hopping into the game. You can be just a button masher and clear the content, or you can be a Giga Chad gamer, use specific combos and clear the content even faster. I really love that. I love that there's combat intricacies, especially for casual players. Some casual players, sure, they might start off with using that button mash, but they maybe would want, I don't know what I'm doing, maybe you want like a deeper combat experience to not get bored of the game, right? Because, you know, after pressing the square button or hitting the right mouse so many times or left mouse button so many times, it's gonna get pretty boring. So having more intricate teams and more intricate combat is going to be really good for this game. They're also going to be increasing the BANGBOO's performance and movement with on the field. I know this was an issue that some people talked about with the BANGBOOs. They were on the field, they really weren't doing too much, but they said they're going to be increasing the movement and performance of this, so that is going to be absolutely amazing as well. But while we're on the topic of BANGBOOs, there are some actual massive changes coming to BANGBOOs. First of all, like I mentioned, the combat aspect. Second of all, selector. You can select what BANGBOO you want now. It is not completely RNG now, and the reason why this was an issue at first was because of the fact that if the gacha system for BANGBOOs is completely RNG and you cannot spend to get more of them, you can only get them through in-game events, this really makes guide making a lot harder because let's say you need a S-rank BANGBOO to make this team really pop off. If you don't have that BANGBOO, your team's not going to pop off as well, so it's a lot harder for guide makers to go, hey, you need this BANGBOO. Now, with something like this being added into the game, this means that you can now select a BANGBOO, content creators be like, hey, this is the best BANGBOO, make sure you select this BANGBOO because this is going to be the best for your account. So make sure you select it so you can use this BANGBOO throughout your combat experience. One final adjustment they're making to the BANGBOOs is actually allowing you to try BANGBOOs for free in Hollow Zero. Hollow Zero being kind of like the roguelike mode in this game. Think of it like simulated universe from Honkai Star Rail, right? That's the best way I can describe it. And you're going to be able to actually try out BANGBOOs for free in this mode without actually having them, which is a really nice feature to have. This will allow players to actually get used to BANGBOOs that they've never used before. I akin it to something like the free Eidolon that Simulated Universe gives you, right? Because Simulated Universe will give you this little cosmic cheese thing that gives you an Eidolon for a character. It increases every Eidolon for everyone in your team. Then you can experience what that gameplay is like having an extra Eidolon in your character. This will allow you to experience gameplay with having this BANGBOO that you've maybe never had before on your team, and I think that just enhances the combat experience so much. And while we're talking about Hollow Zero, they've actually made some improvements here as well. They've actually made a whole new world centered around it, but we're going to touch on that in a second here. They've also added a fusion mechanic into the game. I'm going to be relating a lot of stuff to Honkai Star Rail because that's the main game that I play right now. If you've recently played the Cosmic Baseballer event, you could combine stuff together. They are doing that in this game, and I love to see it. I love when we get into a mode, especially a roguelike mode, where you can combine stuff together. I think the prospect of you getting like different items and like getting like certain sets and then they combine together either frees up storage space or just gives you a new combat experience because you were diligent enough to pick this one, they combine together and make something even cooler. I love that so much. It's kind of like a Vampire Survivors-esque feel to it. I really love what they're doing with that. Now, while we're on the topic of like talking about the world, they are making a new world for the Hollow Zero, and on top of that, they're adding new areas into the game that you can experience all together. And honestly, it gives me a very like Japan-esque vibe to like the worlds that they're adding in. Like, one looks like you're going through Shibuya. I'll try to throw visuals on the screen for what I'm talking about, but one looks like you're going through Shibuya. I've been to Japan, and it just kind of gave me that vibe, right? And it's just like the small little details they can kind of get. You just walk down the street, then you have like the crosswalk that's going over like the street in the middle. That feels very much like that. And I also have Konbinis as well, which is up. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love the aesthetic of this game. Also, guys, I forgot to mention this. They're adding a new Hammer Girl to the game, right? And I love Hammer Girls. I love the Hammer Girl that they gave us in Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2. One of my favorite characters. I forgot her name now, but that was one of my favorite characters to play with. And now that they're adding another Hammer Girl into the game, on top of that, they already have Kolita in the game. I think that's her name. But we're going to have 2 Hammer Girls. So I guess I'm going to have to run 2 Hammer Girls. They're also adding a baseball girl in as well. That I think she hits something. I don't know. She hits some little thing, right? And she sends them flying, right? And she has like a little studded baseball bat. She looks really cool as well. And I guess one thing that you guys want to know, can you go on dates with your waifu in Zenless Zone Zero? Yeah. If you've met him in the story, you absolutely can. You can now text your waifus, "Hey Nicole, would you like to go out to drink coffee with me today? I would absolutely love it if you did. She's gonna go on a date with me. Oh my god!" You can finally do that. You can finally live your 2D dating simulator experience in Zenless Zone Zero with any waifu that you might so choose. Now, in this game, I don't think there's as many waifus as there is in like other Hoyoverse properties, but surely they'll add more in the future, so that means more waifus that you can potentially go on a date with. Super cool there, isn't that right? Now, finally, let's hop into the last thing here, right? The one you want to know, right? 180 free pulls. Yes, gamers, they will be giving us 180 free pulls on launch. That's going to be 100 standard gacha pulls, which will get you so much closer to a guaranteed unit. You're already going to be 1/3 of the way there to getting your 5-star selector. On top of that, you'll probably be getting, I would think, at least 2, probably pretty close to 2 if you think about it statistically, 5-star characters or S-rank characters from doing this pull all together, and then 80 free BANGBOO pulls as well. Keep in mind, there is a selector for BANGBOO, so you can almost guarantee what BANGBOO you want. So you get these 80 free pulls, choose the one you want, or whatever one guide maker / content creators say are the best ones to pull, and then you just get those, right? Or you get the favorite one. It doesn't really matter. You do what you want to do, right? But this is everything new that's going to be changing with Zenless Zone Zero. I cannot wait to play this game. The art style, amazing. The gameplay, amazing. I love how this gameplay looks. It just looks so snappy, responsive. It looks impactful. And maybe I'm coping out. Maybe I'm glazing too much, but I just cannot wait for this game. I think the addition of the skip feature is my favorite thing. What's your favorite thing? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, gamers, that's going to do it for today's video. More ZZZ content to come. On top of that, more Honkai Star Rail content as well, because we have a release of Miss Mommy Jade coming up soon. Pre-build on her will be soon up on the channel, because I think a lot of people are misbuilding her. I don't know. That's my opinion. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that right now. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.